Stranger, a person who you don't know or are not familiar with. Do you remember when you were little and your mom used to tell you, don't talk to strangers? Well, for some unknown reason, some of us keep applying it throughout our lives. But is it really necessary? Or does this philosophy start to harm us later on in life instead of protecting us? What would happen if we flipped it around and just listened to what these so called strangers have to say? We live in an extremely individualistic world where we are in the process of shaping ourselves every day. And we believe that the most important thing is to show others who we are and be heard. But is this really more important than listening first? If you ask me, I would say no. Even though we like to think of ourselves as original and unique individuals, and don't get me wrong, we are, but we must not ignore the fact that whether we notice or not, we are a sum of everything and everyone that surrounds us. So why fight against it? Instead, I do believe that every single human, yes, every single one, even if it's hard to believe, is fascinating and worthy of love and admiration. I know to some it may sound foolish to be so optimistic about the world. Others might think that it's selfish and coming from a place of privilege. At least I know that I face that guilt sometimes of being so thankful to be blessed when there are so many people suffering. But you can only live life in two ways. Either everything is a miracle or nothing is. It's time to start looking at everyone like they are the wisest person on earth, to learn from them and admire their qualities, because I can assure everyone you meet can teach or even remind you of something you don't know yet or have forgotten. Today, I have chosen to be a believer in people and not a skeptic. Not from a place of privilege, but from a place of consciousness, knowing that if I believe and I can become a better version of myself, this might inspire maybe even one person to do the same. And I now understand that becoming the best you can be is actually the most generous thing you can do for others. Being a skeptic can close many doors, and being a believer can open them. I have come to this conclusion because of the people I see and admire around me doing the same. And also those that I see and wish that they would see their own worth and potential the way I see them. You need to remember who you were before the world broke your heart and start believing again. So, what about you? Have you started to listen yet?